That's why it's like
Yes.
almost like a whole genre. Like there's something in the human brain that's like, I like rolling this marble around, and I like make marble go fast. Hey, Iceberg Slim.
Hey, MR
No, we can't do that. It's doxing my email account.
at gmail.com.
Welcome to Game Cereal, where once a week we dip our toes into the bottom of the steam bowl and see what kind of games we can fish out. Is it soggy? Sweet and salty? Did they forget the milk? Well, we're going to find out, and all at the cost of a box of cereal. Anyway, how you doing, Wyatt?
Yeah, pretty good, you know.
Hanging in there.
Yeah,
You did
played
just
this
win.
game.
Yeah, well, me too.
Mm-hmm.
You're the winner of our first game of Ultimate Chicken Horse that we're gonna play
It's
before
true,
every one of these recordings.
On the worst Ultimate Chicken Horse map I've played.
It is terrible. Chicken Horse devs, if you're listening to this in the future, you can just delete Metro. It's not very good.
Yeah. Or maybe we just don't get it. Maybe it needs a couple more runs, but that one was not it.
It's true. I was having some latency things with the Steam Deck too, so that didn't help me.
Yeah.
That didn't help the enjoyment.
And when I lose, I'm also gonna have some latency things with my
Okay,
computer.
okay. I swear I'm not lying. I promise. I promise. The Steam Deck is on low battery, you know. I recently broke both my thumbs in a horrible,
God.
horrible cereal accident.
You hate to see it. You were just trying to
Yeah.
scoop out the best Steam game at the bottom of the bowl with your toes, and you broke your thumbs.
I broke my thumbs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a reminder, our game for this week was Crumble. Crumble is a dynamic physics platformer. Move like a slime, jump like a ball, swing like Spider-Man. It is a game developed and published by Brute Force, their first and only game besides Crumble Demo. And I've seen, based on an ad in the top right of the game, they have a new game that they were working on as of May 27th, 2024 that got funded called Paper Sky, where you play a paper airplane.
That sounds like fun. Sounds cool.
And then you roll into a ball and you start rolling around.
And you turn into a slime. Yeah.
I'm not kidding. You roll into the ball,
No
the
way.
paper airplane crumbles into a little crumbled paper ball.
Wow, I thought that was a bit.
Mm-mm.
I'll suck my foot.
Bet you feel stupid now, huh? Paper Sky?
No, sorry. Yeah, I was asking what the phrase is like. I stuck my foot in my mouth or whatever it is. Not I sucked my foot. Not what it
I sucked my foot.
is. So I sucked my foot.
What are you gonna do?
Oh boy. Yeah, it's a game. It's all about momentum. You play a little slime, yeah, rolling down a hill. Get from one end to the other. You got to get to your little space ship.
You do. You
Yeah.
roll around in a level
Mm-hmm.
of many different worlds. There are many different environments, and by many I mean 6, I think.
I think
in total?
6 worlds. That's what I counted. I didn't play them all.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I got through world, or I think it's 7. 6 is like a final level. Okay, so I guess I'll
What?
get to that later. I'll get to
Okay.
that later. It didn't make a
Okay.
lot of sense, but there are like different environments. There's like you know, you're in a grassy lands, and the next you're like really high up in like a construction yard kind of area where there's like wooden bridges and shit. I don't know, you know. And
Yeah.
then there's like a one where you're going through lava and things like that in a volcano.
Mm-hmm.
You're going through a storm.
One is yellow. One is green.
One, indeed.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, in the world, the crumbling. What's the name of this game? Crumble?
Crumble.
The crumble comes, the levels kind of fall apart. It's all physics based, right? So
Yep.
you're able to build momentum by kind of doing the old tiny wings thing where you like hit a hill at the right angle and shoot off.
Yeah. So there's 2 mechanics in this game. 3, I guess. There's rolling, jumping, and swinging.
Yes.
And that's the game. You use your tongue to swing across objects, or you roll across and jump across objects, and that's your game right there.
Got so much to say. I want to get to opinions. I feel like I think you did a fantastic job of
Yes.
telling everyone what the game is. I don't know why I had just having. I tried to take it over. I was like, why it's gonna give the Steam synopsis? I'm gonna tell everyone what this game is, and immediately I started bumbling my words. I couldn't describe a very, very simple game.
In my defense, I literally beat it as you said you were ready.
Wow. So you're a real gamer.
Yeah. So I've had a lot of time to sit and digest with my thoughts about the last two worlds in particular.
I'm interested in the last. You said there's I counted 6.
So there's 6 worlds. There are 7 worlds.
What?
Okay. So there's 6, like the number goes up to 7, but environment wise there are only 6.
Is that because 1 and 2 are the same environment?
No, they might be actually. I don't know if 1 and 2 are the same environment, but it's because 6 is like the boss level of 5, and then a little screen pops up saying you beat the game, congratulations, and then you go back to level select, and there's a whole level 7,
Okay. I bet they
which I
added
did
it
not play
after.
any of.
Yeah.
I bet so too, but I didn't touch any of it. I also got an achievement for completing all the side levels, which I didn't do, which I'm guessing they added that like later too or something.
Oh man, I think that is a perfect synopsis of like this. I felt this. There's so much in this game that was just felt like half done. Like this game felt so half baked to me, and like achievement popping for something that you straight up didn't even do.
Yeah, for 2, I got 1 for completing all the levels, including the optional levels, and I got 1 for winning all of the stars. I missed a star on one of the last levels, and like a lot of the optional levels, which I also got an achievement for winning all the stars on all the optional levels. So
I didn't even know there were stars.
it's if you beat the level in under like whatever time it is, in the bottom left, a little
Yeah.
star pops up. It's very like lenient for the most part. It'll be like, you know, like level I completed in like 2 minutes, and I died like 4 times, and like the limit to get the star is like 5 minutes, and I'm like, all right.
Okay, it's just 1 star though. I thought.
Yes, no,
'Cause
it's not like multiple. It's just one.
Gotcha. Okay, I got like 1 star every round, but then you were saying like stars plural, and I was thinking, oh, maybe there's like ones in the
I
level
see.
you got to pick up, or like if you go
Yeah.
faster, you get more.
No, there are those little blue guys you can pick up, but I didn't really look for them.
Yeah. Were they skins? I thought they were skins.
No, I thought they were too. I don't know how I got the skins that I got. They just kind of pop up every once in a while.
Same. Yeah, they just kind of show up. It's all very confusing. Why don't you give your top level thoughts over just overall, and we can kind of pick apart little things.
Yeah, I think I wanted to like this game a lot more than I did.
Yeah.
I found for every thing that I thought was like a cool mechanic or like a part I enjoyed, within like 5 seconds of in my head being like, man, that was pretty. This is like a cool like level. This is like a cool, like I feel like I'm going really fast right now and enjoying this. Something janky would happen that immediately zaps that enjoyment from me, and I'm like, all right, never mind, fuck this.
Absolutely. Like going so fast. I had the exact same experience where it's like, yeah, you're flying down, you're like, oh, I'm finally getting some momentum, like this level is pretty good. And then all of a sudden the level design just takes like a left turn where it either switches all of a sudden to like a platforming situation, or it just puts objects in your way that like slow you down, and it just kills the enjoyment so fast.
Occasionally it literally makes a left turn. You're going like,
Yeah.
I'm going like 800 miles an hour, and then it just curves left with nothing to like give you any indication this is happening. I fly off the map, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'll go slower next time. Sorry.
Yeah, I guess I'll have less fun playing this game,
Yeah.
just so I don't die more, take more time.
But like, just there's too many times I'm rolling at Mach 5 and bouncing along, and then I hit like some part. It's like some part of the ground that's invisible that you can't see that just kills your momentum. Like, it's like the point where like the 2 models for the ground are put together don't smooth, and it's like there's like the tiniest little lip you can hit that just halts you entirely, and then I have to go super slow rolling through like a part that's supposed to be a fast part, obviously. But since I got stopped my momentum downwards on a hill, now I'm just going down like as slow as possible.
Yeah, and then there are some spots where you're going fast and then you die, which is fine. Like, you die in video games, and then you respawn on a section where you should be going fast, but it respawns you at a standstill.
Yes.
And then you just have to like slowly crawl up like a hill. Like, we could have done better here, like way better.
The other mechanic outside of rolling is the swinging, which when it worked, I really liked swinging across as fast as possible because that's the fastest way. I don't know if you knew that, but
I had the same experience.
swinging is by far the fastest thing, and it's like you can, if you chain like 5 swings together, you can skip through 80% of a map in like 10 seconds. Like, it's crazy how fast you can go when you do that, but then you're skipping the entire game. And you have to time it perfectly, and it has to be on an object that does not crumble, because if an object crumbles, it will kill your momentum while you're swinging and just drag you down with it, and you have to like spam swing to try to get yourself back up, basically.
And so later on, I mean, not even that late in the game, they start shooting cannonballs at you to like blow up the level. And there are spots where you're like, you have to swing. Like, the game is like, you swinging is the whole deal here. And they're knocking down the towers that you have to swing on. And you can't swing on something falling because it's like balanced so weird that you'll just pull the object down. And it's so annoying. And then I don't know if you had this, but that was happening to me. And then it was one where I was actually kind of in the groove, like I was feeling it for the 5 seconds we were talking about. And I go to swing, and my tongue attached to a cannonball.
Yeah,
like,
it'll whip you.
Kidding me? So dumb.
I don't know how many of the optional levels you did, but there's
0.
one of them that was okay. They were actually kind of cool. I'll admit that. A lot of the optional levels had really unique. They were gimmick levels. Like, one of them was like pinball. With like literal, like, you hit the triggers to activate like the flippers or whatever. One of them is like you go into the ground and it becomes a 2D platformer.
I saw
from like a up down view.
Yeah.
That one was kind of cool. There's one where you're on a plane and you have to, like, I don't know if this was a real level or a side level, but you're on a plane. And if you roll to one side of the plane, it turns to that side and you're like flying through mountains and like going through holes and stuff. Like, there were some cool gimmick levels, but one of them was called Survive, and it was on a small map. It was like 1E or something in like the map selection. It was like a pretty small map. There's like 10 cannonballs that are shooting at you, and it's all crumbleable objects. And I was like, okay, I survived like a minute my first time and like died. And then like for the star, it was like 4 minutes and 10 seconds. And I was like, I'm getting that fucking star. Because I had got every star up. Like, I only missed 1 star, and that was like literally the last, like, 10 minutes I was playing the game where I was like, I just want to beat it before we record. It was basically where my mind was at, where I stopped doing the side levels and just grinded out the main ones. But yeah, so like there were all these cannonballs, and like 4 minutes it was super hard for me, at least. The cannonballs would drag me down when I'd ever accidentally swing on them because I had nothing else to fucking swing on. And it just got so annoying. I think that level in particular flipped me from like, this is a fun game, to like, I don't know if I really like this.
Yeah, that's the entire game. You want to like it so bad. There's something so satisfying about like a ball game. That's why it's like almost like a whole genre. Like, there's something in the human brain that's like, I like rolling this marble around, and I like make marble go fast.
Yeah.
But it can be so broken so quickly the second like a level design is bad, or they haven't smoothed out these edges, or like you're saying, you're hitting invisible things, and like the balancing has to be so finely tuned to make that feel good, and it's so off here. Like, one of my main criticisms was it feel like you're playing this little blue slime, and slimes aren't solid, right? And yet it feels like you weigh about 1,000 pounds. Like, the weightiness of the orb you're playing is so heavy. And I do think it's something in like the physics that they're running, because if you're a lighter ball or whatever and you hit one of those little invisible edges or something, you wouldn't stop like full tilt.
Yeah.
I feel like because you're so heavy, it like you hit it,
It kills you. Yeah.
It kills your momentum because you can't just bounce off because you weigh so fucking much.
Yeah.
And it was bothering me so much. And then like that makes the platforming, because there's a lot of just platforming spots where you're just like jumping from like little platform to little platform.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes those so unenjoyable to me because it's just platformers aren't fun when you're slow and like weighty. Like there's a reason Mario's the most popular platform around. It's because you're springy and like you feel those inputs, feel in control of your character. Whereas this, like if you jump a little too fast, the like to slow down, it feels like you're like in like a like action movie where the plane's crashing and they're like yanking on the like steering wheel, you know, to like pull back.
Yes.
Like that was me just like pulling my fucking left stick all the way back just to slow down a little bit to like land on a platform. And it was just oof, not a fan.
And then when you land, you've lost all your momentum.
You lost all your momentum and then the platform falls apart.
There's no, like, they compare it to Spider-Man. There's no version in this of it's like, it's something I kept trying to do, where in, like, the Spider-Man PS4, PS5 games, when you land on top of a building after swinging, you can hit jump, and you'll do, like, a super jump to keep your momentum up when you land. And I kept wanting to do that when I'd, like, slow down a bit, because it would help you just, like, zip forward faster, but you just couldn't. And I just basically jump in the air and then fall off because it would give me no momentum for the next jump. Or do like 6 swings to try to get up on one little platform so I could keep going.
Oh my god, the tongue, like, I don't know if you were doing this too, but I kept, like, I would fall off the platforms a lot because you get going fast and you fall off. And I would spend like 20 to 30 seconds just trying to swing back up.
Yes,
and doing the little tongue jump where you just hang still and then jump like a little bit up and you just kind of inch your way back up to the platform.
Yeah.
And that was just, it was like kind of like demoralizing to like do. Because it just looks so pathetic, just pulling yourself back up by your tongue. And it's not fun. And it's definitely not the way the game is supposed to be played.
No. And like, I did, that's the thing, it's like like I said, for every part I liked, it was like something immediately happened that made me dislike it. Like there was the level where like, you probably played it, I think it was fairly early, or at least like in the middle of the game, where it's like, you're flying through the air on these like rotating islands, basically.
Yeah.
And I was like, the first like 20 seconds, I was like, oh, this is sick. Like I'm like, this is a really cool level. And then as it goes on, you realize like the game doesn't account for your momentum with the wind. So I'm moving forward on this like floating island at like 1 mile an hour and there's like no way to speed up. And I was like, this is not fun. I'm not enjoying myself fucking up this jump because I have no speed and then having to restart from the start of the island, which most of the time the checkpoints were super lenient. I will say that. Sure. Like I die and respawn. There were times where I would overswing in like the wrong direction because the game does a 90-degree turn out of nowhere, and then I'd respawn. It would like still trigger me as having like a further checkpoint, and I'd respawn somewhere I'd never been, and I'm like, where the fuck am I?
Yeah, I have a feeling a lot of those really fast speedrun times are people abusing the checkpoint system, because you just have to pass like an invisible wall that's like on the entire level. Because I would do the same thing where I would like be just swinging like under the map and then I would die, and all of a sudden I'm like a third through the level and I didn't do shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There were a lot I liked about the game, but then a lot that I liked that was just
okay. I want to I'm gonna interrogate you here.
Okay.
You keep saying there's a lot you liked. What? Just don't say what you didn't like at all. Just say the goods. Just the goods.
Okay, I like when the level design is not janky.
Even that's like
I like
there's a lot of undertones to it.
When it all works is when I like it a lot.
But like I said, does it all work?
When I'm able to just swing across like 6 things and go super fast, I'm having a blast. When I can roll down like one of those really long slides,
yes,
and like mob through and get like Okay, hold on. My cat is just biting the hell out of my leg. And like there's like a lot of very easily jumpable, not even easily jumpable, but ones that just worked. Basically when the game works, I like it.
Oh, yeah. See, yeah.
And I did like, again, like I said, I liked a lot of the gimmick levels.
Those do sound cool. Like hearing you describe those, I wish I had played them because I just
Yeah.
from like the third level when I understood what the game was, from then on it was just a chore. Like I was only playing it because we're reviewing it.
Yeah.
I wanted nothing more than to put it down and play anything else.
I
Which
did get
sucks.
on one level where I had some really good swings. I didn't replay any levels to get a higher time or a faster time, but on one level where I had some crazy swings, I had the 100th best time in the
Hey.
world.
Hey.
That was my best one. It was top 100, barely.
Feels good.
But you know, it's not something even I think in my prime I would be grinding to get a world record on.
Yeah,
It
'cause
felt
it's
like a
not fun
dreams
to
game.
play.
You know?
Yeah, it did feel like a dreams game, but it wouldn't even be a good dreams game. It would be a bad dreams game, I think.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
at least it works, but
It does
wouldn't.
work.
I mean, we played a marble game on Dreams that was amazing,
It was phenomenal.
and yeah, and that's really my only, that and Monkey Ball are my only comparisons for like ball games, and those are
Yeah.
both great games. So this is coming in already like kind of with high expectations for me.
Yeah.
The whole time, do you want to guess what game I wanted to play while playing Crumble? It's one we've both played. I know you've played it.
It is, I know the name. The game where you jump on trucks.
Yes,
Cluster Truck.
Cluster Truck. I'm so happy you knew. The entire
Yeah.
time I was playing this, all I could think to myself is Cluster Truck did this so much better. And
Yeah.
it was so much more fun. And Cluster Truck, I think, stood out, like, was better for just a couple reasons, like just like some specific ones. I think the level design of Cluster Truck, way better. Like they actually, thinking back to my time playing Cluster Truck, the level layout felt more like a puzzle, like a platforming puzzle. Like it's like, this is the way. Like there was always the best way to kind of go through it, and it was fun
Yeah.
to like decipher that. Whereas Crumble, the levels felt to me like they were just thrown together. Like not a lot of actual thought was put into how you would move through level to level.
Yeah. It's hard because I feel like you were saying earlier you don't think a lot of like effort was put into this game. I think as I was playing it, especially with all like the side levels, I'm like, this person spent a lot of time making this game and obviously had a lot of ideas, but they are just a little half-baked, like you said.
Yeah.
And I feel like if he spent the time he spent making a pinball game or like adding the mechanic to go into the ground and putting it in like 2 side levels that 90% of the people probably won't touch, he should have worked on getting the physics like super satisfying to play with.
Absolutely. I mean, that's
As opposed to just manageable and just working enough and fun enough to be like, okay, now I can start making the levels. Like, no, you gotta, to bring it back to Spider-Man, you gotta do what they did in like PS2, where they spent like the entire time just making that swing feel good and then worry about everything else after.
because if the swing feels good and if the platforming feels good, you can get away with not that great level design because it's just fun to play.
Exactly.
But that didn't happen here. Yeah, I mean, I could just keep comparing it to Cluster Truck, but that's, at that point we should just do a Cluster Truck replay and review that again.
That's my next game actually.
Oh man, I wish. That's a fucking great game. Game's awesome. Love Cluster Truck.
It is a banger.
You actually get momentum in that one. And
I know.
in Cluster Truck, you can stop on a dime and then jump into full speed again,
Yes.
which is how it should be.
To be fair, I think that's partially because Cluster Truck's full speed isn't as high as this game's full speed is, but even then,
yeah.
there's like a medium where in this game, there's a definite medium between the max speed, which I got because I got hit by a cannon or some shit. I got the achievement for going full speed. It was something stupid like that, or like I went through like a fan that you have to go through that pushes you to full speed. I'm like, why do you even have the achievement in there if like it's like a mandatory thing to get? Um, but like there's a medium in there where you could jump. You should be able to jump and keep up a fast speed, or off rip be able to roll to a fast speed. Give me like a boost that has like a super quick meter to it or something, you know? Like it doesn't have to be a long boost, but just enough where it's like if you lose your momentum, you can slam it and just pop off right at the start of that again.
But most levels, it wouldn't even be that useful because I feel as if this game doesn't know what it wants to be, because you have like the momentum system and the physics feels set up for those levels where you're going down like basically a long slide, kind of dodging like the few things that are in your way. But then the majority of the levels are set up as like weird little platforming bits.
Yeah,
where
it's
you're like having to do precision jumps, which is really weird.
I think the like developer had in mind of like a precision jumping ball game with some swinging mechanics, and then realized how fast the swing could get and went, oh, well, people are going to want to speedrun this, so I should put shit around for people to be able to swing on. Because I noticed on a lot of the sections where it's like, you know, there's like an actual course for you to go through.
Yeah.
It's so much faster to just go through the bottom of the map and swing.
or there's an actual course to go through, but then there's also like there's clearly items you're supposed to swing from. They're like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's
It's
telephone
like
poles, and it's like there's a map, and then there's telephone poles right above you. So clearly, why is the bottom even there? There's no point.
There's
to it.
one in like the storage container area. There's like a whole like you're supposed to go through this obstacle course, like going like up. Basically, you're going up this big tower. But you also can just swing around the tower 3 times and get up to the very top instead of spending a minute climbing up the tower. And I was like, that's what I did. That's the one I got 100 on because I just whipped up it. And I was like, oh, hey, 100th place.
I think this game honestly would have been better if it just didn't have the swing mechanic.
I agree. It was fun. When it worked, it was fun. But it did take away from the other parts of the game. And it made me go, it's so much faster than everything else. Why would I ever try to just roll on this shit?
I think also it would have been a better game if there wasn't any jumping or rolling, and if it was just a swinging game. It just feels like
one or the other.
It's like desperate for focus. Like someone needed to come in and be like an editor or like a publisher or whatever, and just be like, hey, like we gotta decide what this is.
I also think it would have been better if they ditched the rocket and just had each level flow into the next one through a portal or something, like how Spherical Demo did, where you'd finish a level and immediately be popped into the next level. It adds a flow that this game does not have because you finish every level within 1 to 3 minutes. So it's like you don't get that momentum of like, boom, I'm getting through here, boom, now I'm through here, boom, I'm through this one, boom, I'm through this one. It's like, okay, I did this, now I'm gonna get in this rocket ship and go to the level select screen and move over to this map and select it, and then jump out of the rocket ship and land at a way faster speed in the wrong direction and fly off the map immediately, and then respawn at the spawn.
So dumb.
And then start the level.
Oh, you're so right. The spaceship doesn't make any sense either, and it's like it's not even that satisfying because you can just kind of get anywhere near it and you just kind of teleport into it.
Yeah, they realize it's like harder than they intended, I'm guessing, to get in the spaceships. They just have the whole thing a hitbox,
which just doesn't feel good.
No, not
satisfying at all. And I feel bad once again just shitting on these fucking indie games.
I think this is our most negative one yet.
Which I don't even think this is the worst game we've done.
No, but it's the one that's I expected Grocery Store Simulator to suck. I expected to enjoy this one, which is I think what I said at the start. I was like, I wanted to enjoy this a lot more than I did.
Absolutely. And which makes it so much worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a shame when you can see the potential of something and it just falls so short of that. Definitely puts a bad taste in your mouth. Like, it's kind of a bummer.
Hey, maybe though, in the near future or the late future, when Paper Airplane game drops, we'll give this dev another chance and see if he's learned from his mistakes.
Paper Airplane sounds cool. It sounds more. I don't know. We'll see. I don't
I don't know. It sounds like he's adding a swing and a jump mechanic in a game that doesn't need to be crumbling and a plane, but we'll see.
Oh boy. We will see. I mean, we won't.
That's the thing with, again, no one's gonna understand this. So I might not even put it in the video. But with Spherical Demo, there wasn't even a jump button, I don't think.
No, there was.
I think
there was a.
I don't think there was. I think you just rolled off because the one way we skipped at the start was by like glitching and bouncing off the wall and like hitting a fence and bouncing over. Like you had to hit corners and shit to be able to jump. Like that game was literally just rolling, but you were a hefty, meaty ball that kept your speed up, or at least it was easy to keep your speed up.
Yeah, and the ball was weighted proportionally to the environment.
Yeah, that's in this game, the like floor is so light when it crumbles.
Mm-hmm. Which it
just
like, bothers me. It's not good to look at it. There's something where you can feel in your head and like watching it and perceiving it. It feels wrong when you're playing this tiny marble and you swing from a massive, what is textured like a stone pillar, and you yank that thing down because you're like 3 times as heavy, and it just doesn't compute right.
Okay. I mean, yeah. Sorry, Hunter said let's go. I'm about to walk in. Give me like 3 minutes.
Okay.
I said okay. I said okay reading that, and I was also trying to say like yeah to you. It just came out. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Cool opinion, dude.
I'll give my score, I guess, because you clearly don't want to hear my opinions anymore. I'm gonna keep giving opinions. I'm not ready to give it a score yet.
I'm mad.
It bothered me that the crumbling of the map felt like random in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Whereas once again in Cluster Truck, because Cluster Truck doesn't crumble, but the trucks will ram together, and like the essentially like line and like the level will like deteriorate. That always felt purposeful, and like the things would kind of crash and crumble, quote unquote, in a way that made create a challenge for platforming that felt purposeful. Whereas this, like I would just do a run and all of a sudden like a cannon hits and just the entire like 2 platforms in front of me would just blow up.
Yeah.
It's like, well, there's literally nothing I can do here, which sucks.
Cluster Truck has like a slowdown mechanic, doesn't it? Because I'm trying to think, I'm pretty sure they did, where you could like land, you had like a little meter where you could like slow down time to land. Maybe I'm misthinking, but
I can't remember, honestly.
Because I'm thinking about like Boomerang X, throwback to our second game we played, or episode 1, I guess, yeah. Officially episode 1. The other one was episode 0.
Yeah, good. Doesn't deserve a number.
But like going back to that, like with the slowdown, because you're going super fast. This one, it might have helped a little bit if when you're zooming across at Mach speed, you could kind of slow down and readjust, but keep your momentum going where you're going, but just be able to adjust and land where you want to, so you can whip across like the platforming sections.
There could have been something. I think you're onto something. I think there definitely could have been a mechanic that lets you redirect.
I think they should add a day-night cycle and like weather, extreme weather.
You should be able to, yeah.
You should add a trash compactor.
Trash compactor would be good. I think some characters would be nice.
Yeah.
Some other slimes that would talk to you.
Maybe a romance.
Maybe when you're on your, because there's a weird hub world too. Maybe add like a little store you can run, where you can sell beans and oatmeal.
Yeah, and like maybe you can like get robbed.
I want another slime to show up with a gun.
Yeah.
I give Crumble, after all the shit we've talked about it, I give Crumble 4 little slimes out of 10. I think it is just like a below average game. The movement can be really good, but I would say like 80% of the time you're not feeling that because of the poor level design and the weird physics that they have programmed in here of the ball being 1,000,000 pounds and all of the surrounding like architecture being super super lightweight. It doesn't jive with me. And like I said, like after playing the first couple levels, I just wanted to play something else the whole time, and it just felt like I was like doing chores, like I was like handcuffed to my Steam Deck and like crying, and like you were standing above me like, no, finish this game.
You must.
Yeah, I don't really have much else to say about it. Your turn.
Well, I've said a whole lot about it. I would give Crumble. I'm gonna say you stole my score. I'm giving it four invisible cracks in the road that slow your momentum to a halt out of 10. And I'll have a lot of fun finding a picture for that to put in the editing.
Just look up, 4 invisible cracks in a road that ruin your momentum clip art. It'll show right up.
Type beat. You know, I'd watch a gameplay. Well, I guess you have to watch a gameplay trailer because the gameplay's right here if you're watching it on YouTube. But I would say if it's like $2 and you think it might be fun, pick it up. Maybe you'll play 3 levels and really like it, or maybe you'll play 3 levels and be like, it was $2, whatever. And then
fair enough.
And then put it down.
Well, hopefully our next game that we've got coming up is much more fun than this. And we've got an exciting one, because I didn't pick a game for next week.
Well, I gotta tell you, I don't think I picked a game for next week. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I guess we just cancel Game Serial.
Oh fuck, you're right. Yeah, let's just cut it. Show's over. Unless someone was to swoop in at the last second and recommend a game for us to play.
Guys, you're never gonna believe what I just found.
Oh shit! Is that Hunter?
That is right. It is Hunter.
Biden?
Not Biden.
Oh my God, Hunter Biden.
No, no laptops here. Just important news. I found a wonderful game.
He's found a game.
Very exciting. It's called Zorch.
Zorch.
It kind of got that like the boomer shooter style. I don't know, like almost reminiscent a little bit of a ultra kill in terms of like the kind of vibe I was seeing. It's a FPS boomer shooter, sci-fi based. I think it'll be a good chance for you to kind of expand your horizons. Yeah. Meet Zorch Maximum, short order cook, amateur engineer, and professional slacker. Bored and tired of her day job, she decides to go on a holiday. But alas, she picks a cheap option. Turns out it's a scheme by aliens who capture humans to eat their brains. Also, this game is a sci-fi horror comedy FPS.
Man, I have to play as a woman?
Okay. Okay. Unbelievable.
And the truth comes out.
I thought it sounded cool at first, but
I think our primarily 35-year-old male audience.
They're gonna love that one, yeah.
They're gonna love it.
They're gonna eat that shit up.
Off the charts right there. Women, am I right?
Should I buy the Chop Goblin and Zorch?
Can't Zorch without him.
Yeah, sorry, what is this combo? Chop Goblins?
That's what I was just saying.
Yeah, Chop Goblins was their other game. That was the other one I was considering.
The Chop Goblins are loose, chopping their way through time itself in their ravenous quest for cheese.
And
the chop will not stop. Why did you pick this one?
We could get the bundle. It's $8.
Hey, we could do a double feature. I could reintroduce it.
Low key.
I'm down.
I'm down to do the double feature and play both of these.
We're bringing in Chop Goblins as well. These games both have overwhelmingly positive Steam reviews, by the way.
I can't. Okay, wait. I did want to go on a rant, and I forgot to go on the rant. So
was it that Crumble had very positive Steam reviews?
Yeah. And then I went online and I was watching reviews and reading reviews, and everyone is just sucking the dick of these fucking developers. They just don't want to be critical of a game. They just have to say yes. It's so good. 9 out of 10. Are you kidding me? It's
Someone
insane.
give it a 9 out of 10.
Dude, I'm telling you,
if you look it up, if you look up Crumble, it like just on like online, Fucking 9 out of 10 on Steam.
God damn.
Insane. Stupid. People are just afraid to have opinions. Anyways. I'm done.
The state America's been reduced
Yeah.
Make it great again, am I right?
So
Come
true.
on.
We're all voting for the same guy, right?
Yeah, make game opinions great again.
It's the platform I'm running on this year.
I don't even. There wasn't a blurb at the bottom of Chop Goblin saying exactly its genre and everything, so I don't know what to expect from it anymore.
True. The other one was very nice. It gave us sci-fi horror comedy FPS. Chop
Yeah.
Goblins could be anything.
It could even be a horror comedy sci-fi FPS.
Also, Chop and Zorch sounds like a crazy like dance move you'd pull off on a dance floor.
True. Or like a nasty
shit,
weed
he's hitting
strain.
the chop and Zorch.
Yeah, he's gonna Chop and Zorch, bro. Everybody step back. Create a circle. Create a circle.
Lives have been lost during the chop and Zorch.
It's like a signature move.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
I tried so hard to think of a segue.
hey, why don't you close this out?
This is another episode of Game Serial. We appreciate you listening. It's been very fun. Sorry we keep picking not very good games to recommend to everybody, but maybe we'll have a banger next week with Chop Goblins
Hylix was
and
good.
Zorch. True, but that's not out yet, so the people don't know.
Well,
But
it will be by the time this comes out.
God. This is a train wreck, Wyatt. We gotta get out of here.
Falling apart.
It's been a long day. Hey, Hunter, do you want to do the outro for us?
Hey guys, thanks so much for listening to Game Serial. We're coming back next week with Chop and Zorch, a great boomer shooter, kind of a retro vibe to explore. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you guys got a good chance to see what we thought of the game. And we're going to see you guys next time. I promise we'll see you. We're going to stare really hard into the screen and see you.
And you in particular. Jackson.
In the striped shirt.